Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen, and as you know, I am co-founder of this amazing group, Women Supporting Women Professionals and Entrepreneurs, created by Everyday Woman with my fabulous business partner, Angela Giles. We are excited because last week we launched a book with 51 authors, which everyone thought we were nuts.
That's
and
right.
we get to interview all the amazing authors in this book. And what we're going to be doing today is sharing with you this fabulous woman, a little bit about her chapter. And you're also going to get an opportunity to connect with her and learn more about the amazing things that she's doing, in all honesty, to benefit so many people in this world. So I'm going to do my best, Arlene, to share a little bit about you, and then we'll just jump in and have you tell everybody about yourself as well. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. How exciting is this?
It's so much fun. So Arlene is a former Nevada state ombudsman for human trafficking, domestic violence, and sexual assault. And today she is a speaker, a legislative consultant, and an intuitive coach, which I love that because there's so much there that we get to talk about. And more than anything, the name of your chapter in the book, Everyday Woman's Guide to Doing What You Love, is called Light Up with Purpose. Yay! So let's jump right in. Arlene, tell everybody a little bit about your journey, because it's such an interesting journey to me. You went from, you're still doing so much for the city and so much for the country legislatively, but you've also transitioned into the spiritual world more and more, which has been such a pleasure for me to see. I think I've known you now for about 4 years. So share a little bit about that journey.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I am a recovery workaholic. That kind of woman that was overachiever, doing all of the amazing things from media, politics, government, to having my own breakdown so I could have my breakthrough. And that was the moment where I said, I need to put the spotlight on intuition and healing, because I went through life with a mask, being Miss Perfect and everything great, and a single mom, being superwoman, making a catastrophic mistake because I pushed everything in until my body and my soul was like, enough. And they took over, basically. I found myself in a cardiac unit, in all this diagnosis that I was like, I need to remember who I am. I put the spotlight in my own healing, which put the spotlight in my own intuition, which I already knew I had, but I would put it away because society, you can't talk about being a medium and having this intuition and the ability to heal, which I learned that back in 2011. So that was the reason I was like, I need to move into the spiritual realm, because I have learned so much, not only about myself, but that we have the ability to heal. Now I'm here to put the spotlight on intuition and healing, because it's something that we all have the ability to do ourselves. I want to remind all the humans in the planet, I want to remind them basically that they have their own superpowers within. And with the help of my spirit squad, that's what I call them, I want to make energy healing, mediumship, intuitive guidance, and coaching to be more mainstream. I'm creating a first class VIP and wellness vibe without charging crazy fees for our gifts that at the end of the day are our birthright.
I love that. So let's talk about a few things that you said. You said so many things that went ding, 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 right? My mind is going, don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget this. First, let's start with a word that completely stood out to me, which a lot of us women can relate to. I know I can. You said, I had to stop being perfect. That was such a beautiful word, because we live in a society where from a very young age, it's be perfect, be perfect, be perfect. And you have a connection between trying to be perfect, trying to be superwoman, getting physically sick where your body said enough is enough, recognizing that you better take charge of your life and it was time, and then finding your way to spirituality. It's so fun because you and I have so many similar things that have happened in our life in that shape or form, where single mom, superwoman, trying to be perfect, recognizing it's time to take care of yourself. do me a favor, give the people listening a few tips about how to stop trying to be perfect.
It boils down, the very first thing I can tell everyone is to catch yourself when you are in this rabbit hole where you're like, I have to do this, I have to do that. If I don't do this, what are they gonna think of me? Stop, breathe, and remember that it's not about perfection, it's progress. You don't have to do everything all at once. You have to ask yourself, and this is what I used to ask myself, does this really matter at this moment? Do I need to make this decision in this red hot minute? Is it gonna change something drastically? If not, then take a breather and start creating your own routine. I have my own routine, whether if you belong to a religious group, or you're more just in the spiritual realm and you like meditation, and or just simple walks, whatever your vibe is, create a routine from the morning to. But besides that, the most important thing, as you're asking me these things, I'm thinking, okay, what really worked for me? The first thing that worked for me was to see myself as a third person, as that important meeting, as that important boss that I had to respond to. So I started creating a time schedule for myself where all of these things had to happen. That me time had to happen regardless of who else invited me to go somewhere, or I had to attend this meeting. And you don't have to tell people, oh, I have me time, I can't meet with you. You just rephrase how you're saying things to someone so they can understand. And
do you know what I say a lot, Arlene? I
What
don't
did you
say I don't have time or I'm not busy. I mean, I'm busy. I just politely say my availability starts from Tuesday at 9 o'clock. So I love words, and I've learned over my spiritual path. So you said the word, stop trying to be perfect,
Yep.
right? Instead, find purpose.
Yes, and here's where when you stop trying to please others and
Amen.
you realize that you don't have to depend on the opinions of others, which is a big thing to overcome. The moment you are pleasing yourself in whatever you do, you're doing it with love and purpose, and you know who you are. The moment you understand that people's reactions have everything to do with themselves, and that you understand that the only thing we can control is our reaction about things, then you'll have a better time. I had a spiritual teacher that one day told me, Arlene, if someone doesn't say hello or is mean to you, and when you go to think, why does that person doesn't like me? Then it might be that they may not be in their light. And if they're not light, then you don't have to worry about it, because you're light. And what there is not to like about Arlene. And when
Yes. That was beautiful. And most of us don't go there. Most of us don't go to, what is there not to like about myself? And it's because society teaches us it's selfish and it's self-centered. Well, you know what? It isn't. Do you know what? I'm going to share a funny thing I read, and I follow a lot of spiritual guides. You know I do. And I can't remember. I think it might have been actually Esther Hicks that said this. So she says something like, in one of her videos, she says something like, this person in your life says to you, well, you're being selfish. You're not spending enough time with me. You're spending more time with yourself. And then she turns around and says, I'm sorry, aren't you being selfish because you're asking me to spend time with you? So there's this idea in society where you're supposed to just give, and leave nothing for yourself. What I love about what you're sharing, what I love about your coaching, is that you say to people, stop it. Because what happens at the end of the day is, it's just like that oxygen mask story, right, Arlene?
100%.
You give it to the person next to you first. What about you? How can you even take care of them? You've got to give oxygen to yourself first and then take care of the people. So my thought process at this point is, yes, I'm a very selfish person. Deal with it. Because I'm going to take care of me so I can take care of everybody else. How do you
You
feel
know,
about that?
yeah, I actually learned that when I was at the cardiac arrest unit, when I went down diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, with fibromyalgia, with really high blood pressure. It got to that moment that I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't take care of myself right now, I'm not going to be here for my daughter. So that's when it finally clicked. I have to take care of me first, because otherwise I won't be around to be there for my daughter or my loved ones. That is so powerful. And I love Esther Hicks, and all of those references that you made. They're so true. They're so
Yes.
true
Well,
and so
let's jump.
powerful.
They really are. I think this is a perfect gateway to talk about your chapter. I don't want to share too much because I want people to buy the book and read it, because your chapter is so powerful that I know your words will do it justice, but reading your words, oh my gosh. I had such an enjoyment reading all the chapters from the authors and getting to know them so well. So Arlene, your chapter is called Light Up with Purpose. And just so I can mention this, you guys can go to Amazon and purchase the book, Everyday Woman's Guide to Doing What You Love. Arlene's chapter is in there. Also, there's a website at the top of this live, everydaywoman.me/book authors, where you can go in and connect with Arlene and any of our authors. Her social media links are there, and her website is there, and so much more information. So you can learn about everybody in the book as well. So let's talk about a little bit. I don't want to give them too much because I want them to read it, but what led you to want to write the chapter Light Up with Purpose?
A little bit of what we have already been discussing. It was
I'm sure
that process of wanting to keep up with society's thoughts of me, that I was amazing, a good egg, an overachiever. Someone described me as a good egg. I've never heard that one. But, all of these things, I just kept raising the bar on myself, having, from being on television, from working with state officials and being a state official myself, it just began to be a lot. And we walked around with life with wearing masks. And my book is about uncovering that mask, to find your purpose. You can't find your purpose or know what you love to do if you don't know who you are internally. If you have been suppressing and putting band-aids and covering things up, you have to be able to unpack that before you can figure out what it is that you love and what it is that your purpose and mission is, which, by the way, is super simple. I think Esther Hicks talks about it better than anyone, which is our purpose is to be happy.
Oh, and you know what? It's so interesting to me because you would think that is so simple, and it's not. I truly believe that we live in a society where people think they have to work hard to be happy, where it's not acceptable to be happy all the time. And it's the craziest concept in the world, because at the end of the day, it's such a simple concept. Wake up in the morning, make a decision, be happy, smile, enjoy.
Brené Brown talks about it all the time. The biggest fear in all of her research that humans experience is joy, because they are waiting. We're because
always waiting.
We're waiting for the other shoe to drop if we're too happy. Like, this can't be right. Something's wrong, right? That's
Arlene. You know what? It's so funny that you said that. I was watching one of my favorite shows last night before bed. It's my guilty pleasure before I go to sleep, and everybody was so happy. But this is TV, guys. This is not real life. In TV, they have to create it. So I said, everyone's so happy. There was a wedding. There was a baby. There was all this love. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. But that's TV. We don't need to be like that in real life. We don't need to.
And we're creators, right? We create our own movie. We write our own narrative. We're the director of our own play, which is our life. What we're here to do.
Let's jump in for a few minutes before we wrap up. I want you to share with people what you do. What I love about you is that you found your path through a life-threatening experience physically where you could have died. Thankfully, you're okay. Recognizing, okay, wait, I got to do something differently here. You found your spirituality. And for some people, that's finding their religion, finding their purpose, finding their path. It doesn't matter what it is. It's your journey. Share with everybody a little bit about what you do now and what you're doing in your life to help other people through your intuitive coaching, and also a little bit about your consulting.
Absolutely. So I have created amazing packages so I can cover all of the areas of my purpose, my mission, which is to remind humans on this planet of their own superpowers, right? So I do have and I've gotten really creative, where I've created this first class vibe without charging ridiculous prices, where people can actually experience their own healing, whether it's through my package that's called Connecting with My Spirit Squad, which is basically that is just a session where they can connect to receive information to guide them through their life and careers. But it's with a first class vibe, where I mix not only the information from the spirit world, but I also bring spa and therapy tools to create this first class vibe, so that my client can find comfort in the information that they're receiving, so that they truly be inspired and be able to receive the information they're getting. I also have another package for the mediumship area, where the client can connect to their loved ones who have transitioned, and that is also mixing all those areas with therapy. I have this therapy dough where people can really be in that moment, connecting, processing information that may be difficult to ask or to receive, and they're experiencing with this really cool Zen kits that I send, and that way they can have all the experience, because it's very interactive. I do it virtually, but I also can do it in person. The virtual ones receive all of their packages, all of their spa/therapy tools.
Yeah, they get a fun box in the mail.
Correct. And then they have this, and then the really cool thing about that I didn't mention about the Connecting with My Spirit Squad. There is a tool that I send. This called Chill the F Out Zen Kit. And it's just super fun because it's who I am. They're gonna experience all of me, sassy, classy, but very straight shooter. I will tell you exactly what needs to happen to be able to have that healing. Because I gotta remind people, if you're having fun while you're healing, it's all good. But really healing, it's ugly, it's raw, it's real. It has its ups and downs, and it doesn't have a timeline or timetable. So we all hear it differently, and true healing, it's deep, and it's sometimes it's not easy, it's ugly, it's raw. And then the other package, just real quick, it's the one where I teach my clients to tap into their own intuition. It's called the Heal Intuitive Blueprint. And that way I teach you about your clairs. We all have, I call it the clairs: clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient. So we go through all of the areas, and to explain and help my client, guide them so they can learn which ones are their own clairs. How do they receive information? Their gut checks. How do they receive information that a lot of the times we ignore?
I love this comment. I'm just going to show it to you really quick. This one right here is kind of fun. I love the Spirit Squad. Angela posted that. So I thought that was kind of fun to show you real quick. And of course, she also wrote, I love this comment you made too. See yourself as a third person.
Yes.
Those are some of the ones that stuck out for me as well. Arlene, will you share your website with everybody? I know they can get a hold of you through the book author's site as well that's listed above, but could you share your website with everyone? And then we'll make sure that you put it in the comments so they can click on it as well.
Yes, absolutely. ArleneInspires.com. And they can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is under Arlene Rivera, and my business page is under Arlene Inspires. And Instagram is at Arlene Inspires. So you can
perfect. And all of those links, everybody watching, is at the book author's website. Yeah. So everydaywoman.me/book authors. You literally just find Arlene, her name's there, her photo's there. Click on her links, connect with her through whatever social medias you're a part of, as well as we'll put the links in the comments for the website. If you're interested in booking Arlene, getting some of her fun self-care packages in the mail, as well as getting virtual intuitive coaching. She can help you with that. She's absolutely fabulous, and you'll have so much fun with her. I love the sassy and classy. That was perfect because it totally, it's just such a perfect example of who you are. And that actually shares with everyone watching. When you become so aware of who you are, it's not that you're perfect. It's not that you have worked through all of your stuff. It's just you accept yourself, you know who you are, and you take the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? We've all got it.
Absolutely.
And you work with it.
And I'm still healing, Galit. I'm still healing.
Oh.
And every time I have a client that I think I'm healing them, they're contributing to my own healing.
Of course. Absolutely. It's a great way to look at it. It's almost one of those things where as we're supporting each other, as we're helping others grow, we're also growing. And in some shape or form, Arlene, those of us that have been on the journey, we're going to spend the rest of our lives doing that. It's just because we recognize no matter what we do, there's always something to learn. There's always something to change or grow within ourselves. So I love that you said that. Well, thank you. Thank you. And anybody watching, if you're interested in being part of our next book, the website is at the top as well on this live, everydaywoman.me/book. Please feel free to check it out and join us. We have, as of this morning, we have 20 authors signed up, so there's 30 spots left. And we appreciate you being part of the book, author. Well, as an author, we appreciate you coming on and sharing all this with us, Arlene. And make sure to put all your links in the comments for everybody so they can reach out and connect with you.
I absolutely will. Thank you very much. And I want to tell everyone, you guys have to experience Galit and Angela. They are amazing, not only as what they do best in their coaching, but also with this book. My experience was amazing. So if you are thinking, stop thinking and do, and connect with them so you can start writing your book, because it is such a powerful healing tool to be able to write.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We love your chapter and we love you. Thank you so much, Arlene. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.